Hi friends, Britt here, and I'm going to be taking us through a quick, easy, and effective lower leg, lower body release. This is one of my favorite things to do if I'm running short on time, if my hamstrings are giving me trouble, if my low back is giving me trouble, if I've been running a lot, if I'm just needing something to kind of reset my body and reset my nervous system as well when I'm running short on time. So let's get into it. We're gonna start standing. So find your feet in a comfortable position, hip width and distance, and just close your eyes. Take a few breaths. And let the breath start to help you explore your body. Notice the soles of your feet first, how they feel rooted against the ground. Then bring that awareness up. Notice the ankles, the calves, the knees. Let the quads and the hamstrings just be soft for a moment. Feel into the glutes, the low back. Just notice the stack of your entire body here. We're going to use this pose as our reference when we're done to feel into some of these changes that we're going to make here. So check in, see where you're starting. Take a couple more breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And then from here, we're going to check into some of the sensations, some of the tightness that could be living in that lower half. So find yourself tall. You can bring the hands to the hips if you'd like. Lift the chest, take a breath. And then hinge from the hips and the sit bones back, reach the heart forward. Then you can micro bend the knees as much as you need to come into a forward fold. Again, we don't need to try too hard here. This is just a check-in to begin. So feel how tight the hamstrings are, how soft the spine can get. Still using the breath to scan the body here, but with a bit more sensation, a bit more reference to how the body feels right off the bat. Take one more breath. And then we're going to do the same check-in in our down dog. So walk the hands forward. Step the feet nice and far behind you. Send the hips into the air. And same thing, micro bend the knees. Let the navel draw towards the spine. The hands are strong, but not trying too hard here, just seeing how we feel. Take a few breaths. Are the heels easily heavy? Are we able to lift the sit bones nice and tall? Send the weight back. How are we feeling in this pose? Take one more breath. And on your exhale, let's bend the knees and find ourselves in our kneeling position for our first release of our quick practice today. So from here, shift forward, tuck all 10 toes underneath of you, take a look back, really spread them apart, encourage them underneath of you as much as you can, and then take your seat heavy into your heels. Find a breath, let it grow you tall from the sit bones, pull the navel in, lift the chest, grow through the crown, relax the shoulders, gently squeeze the sit bones, the ankles together, but get really heavy through the quads. Find a breath here. To begin to settle in. This is where we're going to spend some time stretching out the bottoms of the feet, waking up the nerves that live in the bottom of the feet. There's so much going on in the soles of our feet, and they support us all day long. So we're just going to spend some time here, spend some breath here to help stretch that all out, bring some activation into the nervous system, and help soften some of that really hard, tight fascia, connective tissue that lives in the soles of the feet. You're probably already noticing there's a lot of fire, hence the name fire toes. We can call this one nervous system pose because it's one of those poses that feels like a lot is going on, but in reality, not a whole heck of a lot's going on. We're sitting here kneeling, our body's safe, and nothing can actually break here, even though it might feel like it can. So tune into the breath. Let the breath be louder than the sensations. 3 more. We're almost there. Last big breath in. Now don't rush out of the pose. Inhale, shift forward. Bring the tops of the feet flat. And slowly take your seat back down. Take a few breaths to reset. Feel the blood rush back into the feet, back into the shins, the calves. Train the nervous system to sit with the sensations rather than trying to run from them. Watch them ease with each breath. 1 more. Awesome. From here, we're going to stick with our feet for a while. So shift forward, and then we're going to bring the top of the right foot into the arch of the left foot. So you're almost trying to get the bony part on the top of your foot to get really heavy into the opposite arch. So it'll look something like that. So once you've found that position, take your seat back into your heels, and you're gonna find some sticky spots probably right away. I'm starting just behind the ball of my big toe, applying some pressure there with the top of the foot. Take a breath, maybe 2. And then continue to use your own body to massage out the fascia in the sole of that foot, the muscles in the soles of the feet. So you might move the foot up, find a spot higher up on that arch. Take another couple breaths there. And then using your right foot on the left, you're just going to continue exploring. So you might move the foot a little further up, a little further down, more towards the side of the foot. Whatever feels good, just take some time to explore. And then when you find that really sticky spot, the one that's the loudest, seems to kind of be the most aggravating, that's where you want to be. Take a few more breaths there. And just like before, move slow as you shift forward. Take the left foot now on top of the right and do the same thing. Take your seat, find that first spot, feel into it, breathe into it, and then continue that exploration. Move your way up. The further you lean back, the more pressure you're gonna find. So your choice, pick your poison. Position your body where it feels best. Again, not too much, but not too little. That Goldilocks spot. Continue to explore until you find that one spot that says hello the loudest. Breathe there. Move slow as you shift forward. And then maybe you take a moment in your tabletop just to let the sensations in the feet settle. And then we're gonna take one more movement today. So same thing, we're gonna start by crossing the right shin, but this time onto the calf muscle. So take a look behind you and place 2 fingers just above the heel. So basically you want to avoid this part of the ankle where the Achilles tendon is. You want to be just above it where you start to feel into the more muscular part of your calf. So take that right shin, bring it to that spot just above the Achilles, and start to shift back. Again, the more upright you are, the more pressure there's going to be, so feel free to leave the hands down. This one is quite a lot of sensation. So find your spot and take a few breaths. Do your best to soften, relax, especially the muscle that we're working, massaging. And then we're going to start to move up and down that calf muscle with the shin. So shift forward, find a new spot a little bit higher, take the weight back. Maybe you shift from side to side. And using your own tissue to massage things out. This one is called calf smash. It's very appropriate. And just continue to explore further up. Again, maybe as you get higher, you can't shift as far back because it's a little too much. At least that's how I'm feeling today. Same with our calves. There is tons and tons of connective tissue. It's one of the most dense areas of fascia in the body, and it doesn't get a lot of attention. Calves in general seem to kind of get missed, but this part of our leg literally supports us all day long. So it's good to give it some love, and oftentimes tightness in the hamstrings, tightness in the low back is coming from tightness in these areas of the body. So that's why we're focusing here. Take another breath to explore. And then switch sides. So find that spot just above the Achilles using the left shin on the right calf. And for the first few, just sit here and prepare for the rest of it. And then take your exploration wherever you need it, spending extra time in those spots that are the loudest. Noticing if one side was maybe worse than the other. Noticing as much as you can. So when we come to those reference points at the end of the practice, we can really feel what's changed, where the benefits of these subtle but intense movements were. Take one more breath. And then go slow as you release, shift forward. Take the pause first. But then you can roll out the ankles, straighten through each knee. And then we're gonna find our reference points again. So maybe first you come into your down dog. Do the hamstrings feel a little bit more loose, or the heels able to fall a bit heavier? Walk the feet up towards the hands back towards the feet. Find yourself dangling in your forward fold. Again, is there just a bit more ease compared to what you felt before? And then last but not least, roll yourself up to standing. And check in here. The feet might even feel wider, a bit more grounded. Awesome. I hope that helped, and we'll see you next time.